After being completely spoiled with the mind-bending anime lineup of summer of 2025, it's finally time to look ahead, and fall 2025 is looking absolutely stacked. This season is packed with an insane number of new titles, and trust me, there aren't many you'd want to miss out on anytime soon. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into all the brand new anime coming out this fall. To start off, we have My Friend's Little Sister Has It In For Me. Yep, we're back, we're so back to the bottom layer of hell. Now, high school rom-coms have always thrived on misunderstandings, banter, and that sweet mix of awkwardness and charm. And the show takes this formula and dials it up. The story follows an annoying little sister who can't help but poke fun at her brother's best friend, dragging him into a web of teasing, rivalry, and maybe, just maybe, romantic sparks. Cause why not? And by the looks of the teaser, it looks like the classic tsundere energy. This isn't just a rom-com where the heroines blush and run away, it's a full-on battlefield where insults and affection blur into one, and visually the anime looks generic as crap. Like, there are at least, out of all the rom-coms ever released by the anime gods, there has to be at least a couple of thousand shows that look exactly the same. And to be honest, I don't mind it. It's just that My Dress Up Darling increased the standards quite a bit, but if you're looking for a simple and fun time, put this show in your to-watch list. Then we have This Monster Wants to Eat Me. Now, I think I've been watching a lot of weird things lately, because the first thing that came to my mind wasn't so family-friendly. The premise sounds absurd at first, but don't let that fool you. It's a thrilling mix of horror, comedy, and survival. The setup revolves around a protagonist constantly on the run from a terrifying creature who, as the title suggests, really wants to devour her. Not in the weird way, but here's the twist. It's not just about running away. There's a strange bond forming between prey and predator here, blurring the line between danger and companionship. The monster isn't just some mindless beast, it's got a personality, quirks, and maybe even feelings. So expect a fun ride with a generous seasoning of drama and some really generic cliches. But still, you may give it a shot, it might be good, who knows. Next we got My Status as an Assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. So finally we have the season's first power fantasy show. This anime takes the most cliched, tried, and true formula of an overpowered main character and flips it in a clever way. Instead of glorifying the chosen hero, the spotlight shines on the other guy, the assassin who was supposed to be in the shadows. So instead of following the predictable hero who levels up with plot armor, we watch the assassin, a specialist built for stealth, strategy, and lethality, completely overshadow the supposed savior. So it definitely sounds intriguing, but it all depends on how it's executed. And from the trailer, it actually looks pretty good. From the animation to the action choreography, everything looks fairly decent. So I will definitely keep this on my radar, and so should you. After that, we have Sanda. Now this one is intriguing. It doesn't play by typical shonen or isekai rules. It's a unique blend of mystery, supernatural suspense, and the kind of world building that pulls you in slowly, only to smack you with a twist when you least expect it. The story revolves around a strange urban legend, eerie powers, and a protagonist caught in the middle of something way bigger than himself. The tone is chilling and atmospheric, which is rare for a fall lineup that's otherwise stacked with flashy fantasy titles. And I don't know about you, but I'm an absolute sucker for this type of stuff. Because if done right, Sanda could easily be the season's sleeper hit. It has the potential to stir conversations the way Erased did when it aired. Mystery, shock, and the thrill of unraveling secrets week by week. So if you're a sucker for dark and unsettling mysteries like me, get ready to suck the hell out of this one. Oh wait, that sounds wrong. Next we have Chitose in the Ramune bottle. So this series dives headfirst into high school life with a refreshing energy. It's a coming-of-age rom-com filled with vibrant characters, sparkling humor, and heartwarming vibes all the way through. The guy here isn't your typical loner or main character, cause this guy gets all the baddies. He's popular, charismatic, and already sitting pretty at the top of the social ladder. That alone makes the story fresh, since instead of watching an outcast claw his way up to the top, we see the struggles of someone who has already had it all. The fun comes from watching how he navigates friendships, love interests, and the messiness of growing up, all while keeping up appearances. And I have no idea why, but the animation is giving me Your Lie in April vibes. I sure as hell hope it doesn't actually go that way, cause I don't need any more PTSD, alright? Enough said. Anyways, if you want something refreshing, be ready to give this one a shot. Then we've got My Awkward Senpai, another high school anime. At this point, just name this the season of edgy high schoolers. Wait, hold on. Wait, this one isn't in high school? We are finally getting some stuff with actual adults? But how is that even possible? It genuinely feels too good to be true. Are you sure Madora's not gonna appear right now? So what this adds to the table is a mix of clumsy sweetness and relatable teenage jitters. This isn't about the over-the-top teasing like Nagatoro or tsundere fireworks like Toradora. It's about quiet, gentle moments where feelings slip out in the most hilariously awkward ways. The story revolves around a senpai who, despite his best efforts, just can't seem to express himself smoothly, whether it's fumbling over words, misreading situations, or accidentally embarrassing himself in front of his crush. Every scene radiates secondhand embarrassment in the best ways possible. So if you have watched shows like Komi Can't Communicate or Bocchi the Rock, this show has a similar premise to those, but it definitely has its own vibe. Because for once, it deals with problems actual adults face. So expect plenty of wholesome laughs, soft blushes, and those heart-stopping silences where you can practically hear the character's heart pounding. So if you want to balance all the dark and serious stuff with something fun and refreshing, add this one to your future plans. Next up, we have Hero Without a Class. Who even needs skills? Now, Isekai protagonists usually get flashy titles like Chosen Hero or Dragon Slayer, but this anime flips the tables with a protagonist who literally has no class. So, in a world obsessed with stats and skills, our MC is broken, literally, because he has nothing. No flashy sword arts, no magic affinity, not even a garbage tier class like Farmer. But this is where the fun begins. Through wit and grit and absurd luck, he starts breaking the system itself. It's the ultimate power fantasy for anyone who's ever rolled the worst stats in an RPG. And from all the promotional materials, this looks way too generic. There is nothing that stands out about this at all. And I won't be surprised if it's forgotten within a month after its release. Okay, actually the animation kind of reminds me of the beginning after the end, so that's something noteworthy. Next we have Otherworldly Munchkin. Let's speedrun the dungeon with only 1 HP. Gamers are going to eat this one up. This anime is basically Isekai Dark Souls, but make it comedy. And it looks insane in the best way possible. The concept alone, speedrunning a deadly dungeon with literally 1 health point, feels like something straight out of a masochistic challenge run. The protagonist is a Munchkin, someone who maxes stats and exploits every loophole in the system. If you've ever cheesed a boss fight in Elden Ring or broken the mechanics in Final Fantasy, you know the energy this anime is going for. It's all about exploiting the system to survive, even when one sneeze could literally kill you. And tonally, the series will likely bounce between nail-biting tension and laugh-out-loud absurdity. So if you're in for that, get ready to binge this one. Then we have Expressionless Face Girl and Emotional Face Boy. Wow, another romance anime. Looks like fans of the genre will be eating really well this season. It is snatching season after all. Oh, and this anime is set in a high school, because of course it is. So here the stoic girl who wears the same poker face no matter the situation, and the boy who wears his heart on his sleeve so loudly it basically is written in subtitles. Together they create a dynamic that's endlessly fun to watch. The anime carries the DNA of Komi Can't Communicate and My Dress Up Darling at the same time. On one hand, you have the quiet, unreadable heroine whose smallest reaction feels like a breakthrough moment. On the other hand, you've got a protagonist so expressive that even the audience feels secondhand embarrassment. Put them in the same classroom and it's an explosion of comedic timing and heart-melting interactions. So if you're a fan of the romance genre and want to watch something fun, give this one a shot. After that, we got the Banished court magician aims to become the strongest. If there's one trope that never dies, it's this genre. The banished and betrayed character who comes back stronger than ever. The story follows a magician who, once cast out of a royal court for being useless, but then the dude discovers hidden potential that blows everyone else out of the water. This isn't about slow growth, it's about rapid ascension, jaw-dropping spell work, and the satisfying revenge arc where the world realizes just how wrong it was to underestimate him. So let me put everything into perspective here. The animation looks mid, the title is mid, and the story sounds like the writer binged more than 200 fantasy shows and decided to write the script for this one. But still, who knows, it might actually turn out pretty good. So if you have some free time in your jobless life, give this one a shot. Next we have With You, Our Love Will Make It Through. Now I'm getting really sick of this. How many of the same stuff do we have here? It's basically all the same crap at this point. Last season there was some crap called Will a Girl Boy Friendship Last or whatever, and there was something else before that. Was that Rent-A-Ho? No, it wasn't that. It's getting way too generic at this point, anywho. This is a romance drama that blends bittersweet storytelling with the kind of sincerity that tries to leave viewers reaching for tissues. The premise revolves around a couple facing overwhelming obstacles, whether it's societal pressures, personal struggles, or tragic circumstances, and their fight to keep their love alive and I guess you can expect some soft and tender moments, which will let you finally have a good night's sleep. Then we have a gatherer's adventure in Isekai. Another day, another Isekai, so this show is here to shake things up with a more grounded, slow-burn approach. Instead of knights, mages, or assassins, we've got a protagonist who's just a gatherer. No flashy skills, no destined hero stats, just someone who collects herbs, materials, and, well, resources. It's not about saving kingdoms, it's about survival, resourcefulness, and building a life in another world. The protagonist's role as a gatherer means the story dives deep into world building, unique ecosystems, dangerous creatures, and how every tiny resource plays a part in survival. Of course, don't expect it to stay entirely low-key. It will get crazy at some point, so if you're an isekai or a fantasy sucker, give this one a try. After that, we have Mechanical Marie. Now this one is dripping with steampunk aesthetic. Mechanical Marie looks set to befall in the 2025's most visually distinct anime, with a mix of gears, smoke, and clockwork set against a backdrop of ambition and invention. And that's what you thought, cause this is a frickin' maid anime. The girl here is trapped with a guy who loves robots cause they can't lie. And guess who's not a robot? Yes, it's the girl. So this looks like a pretty fun and safe anime. It knows what it is and tries to be just that, a relaxed and harmless show. So if you have some free time on the weekend, you might just give this one a shot. Then we have My Gift Level 9999 Unlimited Gacha. Backstabbed in a backwater dungeon, I'm out for revenge. Oh, I think that gave enough description as is. I don't even think we need to say anything. But I will anyways. If you thought that title was long, do you have any idea what it was supposed to be? When this anime was announced for the first time, it was supposed to be called Backstabbed in the Backwater Dungeon. My trusted companions tried to kill me, but thanks to the gift of an unlimited gacha, I got level 9,999 friends, and I am out for revenge on my former party members in the world. See, now that wasn't so hard, was it? Now, this is the type of crap that comes out when someone has binged all the episodes of Rent-A-Ho in one single night. Anyways, this show is pure dark isekai energy. After being betrayed and left for dead, the protagonist discovers a cheat skill that lets him pull items and allies from an unlimited gacha system. And like any salty gamer knows, when you've got unlimited rolls, you're basically unstoppable. And that's a decent premise, although the animation style looks just like 90% of a fantasy shows out there, but overall the anime looks half decent as well. So I guess I'll give it a shot, will you? Let me know in the comments down below. After that, we have Vampires-chan Can't Suck Properly. What? Suck? Suck what? What the hell is she planning to suck? Oh yeah, and this is a high school anime, so pick your pants back up, Gooners. This isn't called The Night. It's actually a comedy that flips vampire tropes upside down. The vampire is actually a transfer student who can't even suck blood. So even with the word vampires in its title, this show looks like it's going to thrive on comedic timing. Failed bites, awkward interactions, and over-the-top reactions from humans and other supernatural beings alike, it looks pretty generic. But it's just a fun and refreshing anime, so don't go around expecting this to dive into heavy blood-sucking action scenes. This isn't that type of show. So if you want to watch something chill, keep this on your to-watch list. Next we have Wandance. Now, the musical genre has to be one of the most underutilized genres in the industry. I don't even remember the last time I saw an anime centered around music or dancing, but whenever it does, it's always something peak. And although this anime is more focused on dancing than music, it still has a lot of potential. The story centers on high schoolers who find themselves drawn to the art of freestyle dance. But this isn't some light talent show setup. It's about self-expression, confidence, and the struggle of moving your body in a way that conveys everything you can't say out loud. And the manga for this series is already quite popular. So it would be interesting to see if the anime manages to live up to that. From the trailers, it's looking kinda mid. Like they went with CGI to animate the dance scenes, and I'm not a big fan of that. But still, I'll be keeping an eye out for this one. Maybe you should as well. Next we have Pass the Monster Meat, Milady. Okay, the title alone screams chaos, and honestly this might be fall of 2025's funniest curveball. This is isekai comedy at its most unhinged state. The story is about a noble lady and her companions traveling through a fantasy world where monster meat is the ultimate delicacy. Instead of grand battles to save kingdoms, the focus is on hunting bizarre creatures instead, cooking them up, and hilariously overreacting to every strange taste. It's basically Food Wars, colliding headfirst with slime isekai and konosuba. Oh, and don't forget about Dungeon Meshi. The comedy will likely lean hard on over-the-top reactions, absurd banter, and the noble lady herself delivering deadpan lines while surrounded by insanity. So if you're into this type of stuff, be sure to give this one a shot. And after that, we have May I ask for one final thing? Now this one actually looks pretty good. And am I just hallucinating, or was the trailer for this anime ages ago? Yep, it almost came out a year ago. So you're telling me this anime got a trailer a whole freaking year ago, but One Punch Man couldn't get one before its release? Anyways, this anime is shaping up to be fall 2025's Dark Horse. The story follows a heroine with a tragic past, burdened with one last wish that intertwines with vengeance, love, and fate. And with that, she decides to have an all-out brawl. It has the makings of a powerhouse series that blends emotional intensity with sword-swinging spectacle. And I think I developed a new kink because of the main character. If she's with me, I wouldn't mind washing the dishes every day. If she's with me, I wouldn't mind washing the dishes every day. Like, she has to be the best girl of the season without a doubt. Come on. Is it just me, or does she look like the waifu from SSS Class Revival Hunt? Not that I'm complaining. If you want to watch a fantasy anime with a decent plot and a badass main character, watch out for this one. Up next is Dusk Beyond the End of the World. Now this is the one that actually caught my eye. The premise revolves around a world already on its last legs. Ruins, dying sunlight, and the constant struggle for survival. And the MC wakes up in this world, finding himself in a world he no longer recognizes. The city lies in ruins from war, society is now governed by an organization called OWL, and traditional marriage has been replaced by a new system known as Elsie. And then he sees his girlfriend, who's actually not his girlfriend, but she still likes him, so both of them get on a road trip to find its actual girlfriend, who might already be dead. Confused? Well, so am I. Anyways, the animation of this show actually looks pretty good, and if it just manages to make a safe landing with the execution, this might actually be the most unexpected banger of the season. So be sure to keep an eye on this one. And finally, we got Tojima Tanzaburo wants to be a masked writer. Now here's the wild card of the season. This is a love letter to classic tokusatsu heroes like Kamen Rider, but filtered through anime's modern lens. And it looks absolutely awesome. The story follows a guy with unshakable dreams of becoming a masked hero. Even though he doesn't have the powers, the suit, or the pedigree, this isn't a parody, it's a heartfelt tribute to the never give up spirit of old school heroes. Expect over-the-top transformation parodies, wild fight choreography, and cheesy yet inspiring monologues straight out of a Saturday morning cartoon show. And I gotta say that I'm all here for it. The animation, the aesthetic, and overall, it looks great. So I'm definitely going to be watching this one. If you don't plan on watching it, the hell's wrong with you? Well, that's the list for today, guys. If you made it this far, please be sure to comment down below on whether there are any good shows that I miss or ones that you're planning to watch. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press that bell icon and set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.